Good afternoon. If you're just tuning in, my name is Bjarke Svithma and you're watching Politico Live. This is our first spotlight discussion on the specific topic of digital finance, and specifically today we're going to be homing in on the subject of payment services in Europe. In Germany, the attitude is a little bit different. I mean, their cash is still king. I'm just wondering, I mean, is Germany's obsession with cash, does that make it not a great market in order to be innovative in payments?
In Germany, thank you, Berger. Germany, we have a long tradition with cash money, and a lot of people are thinking that cash money is one side of the medal of freedom. The biggest economy in Europe is thinking about using cash money, and I think this is okay. But what we need and what we see is that people are waiting and people are ready for a new, modern and instant payment solution. So we have great projects like you discussed the European Payment Initiative, and we need more developments from our financial sector to counterbalance competitors from, for example, America, China, or from everywhere. But for me, I think in the end, it's about competition. But I strongly believe that we urgently need a digital euro, equipped with functions such as an e-euro wallet and instant payments, so that the European Central Bank must come to the point that the digital euro is a development for the future.
So we'll get to that in a second, because the digital euro is obviously going to be a big part of the discussion today. But I would like to ask you, Stefan, just a second question, specifically on stablecoins. And for those who aren't as intensely following this debate as our panelists here, I mean, stablecoins is a new digital financial asset that is connected or tied to a reserve of conservative assets like currencies in order to maintain its value. Now, one of the points of legislation that Stefan will be working with as part of the MiCA regulation is specifically what do we do with stablecoins. And this is a very topical issue at the moment because Facebook, together with about two dozen other companies, have decided that they want to push forward a payments initiative, which was originally called Libra and now is called DM. Now, one of the things that I think is particularly poignant to this, just very basically, starting with the question, Stefan, why is it a problem if we have someone like Facebook and other tech companies coming up with a new payments initiative?
Okay, so first, it seems to be not a problem. We can see that the tokenization of assets is a development we cannot stop. For many people, this is a positive and very welcome development. It opens the door for anyone to wealth management at a low threshold, and it makes non-bankable assets tradable. The World Economic Forum has published studies that assume that in 2029, the value of approximately 10 trillion US dollars will be tokenized and with the help of the blockchain. So we are talking about a very huge market. But if you see further developments in the market, we have, for example, developments like DM. Facebook has almost 2 billion users. And by introducing their own currency, Facebook could gain overnight the power of a central bank. This means they will be able to steer demand and supply for over 2 billion users. And I believe this kind of power should be in the hands of a central bank and not in the hands of a private company or association like the DM Association in Switzerland.
I will, Yen Liu has very kindly come back with a very short, snappy question on central bank digital currency, which is where we will come to in very much just a second. The one thing that I would like to just ask Stefan about is that in his draft report, so the sort of founding, or the start for a debate on the legislation within the Parliament. He has suggested that the European Central Bank should have the power to say no to all stablecoins, including DM. I'm just curious, very quickly, Stefan, before I then ask Cecilia what she makes of this, this power that we then could give to the ECB. Have you received much pushback from some of your colleagues inside of the Parliament about this idea?
Yes, yes, of course. It's a very interesting debate, and I'm convinced that this is strongly necessary because we need a public institution before a stablecoin is released, just to say if this is this stablecoin okay or not, or does it hurt the economic system, does it hurt, or can it hurt the financial system? The whole macroeconomic sphere. And so for me, it's strongly necessary, and we have a big debate in the Parliament. And but I'm sure that the European Central Bank is interested in this power to say no to some stable coins. And so let's make this discussion until in the next months.
Yeah, quickly. When it comes to payments, which of the below do you believe consumers in Europe need most? Instant payments, greater transparency and protection, or a digital euro? The majority of the participants voted for greater transparency and protection. Digital euro came in second at 25%. Sorry, the greater transparency was 63%, and instant payments is languishing at, and that's just changed, 18%. A new pan-European scheme is by far the least popular at 0%. Stefan, do you have a closing thought to that poll, just very quickly before I wrap up?
Yes, this is what we hear in the Parliament. People want to have cyber resilience, they want to have data protection, and they want to be informed about the use of artificial intelligence and big data and all what happens in the payment world. So I can understand this poll, but for me, in the end, we need a solution, because people are waiting for new, modern and instant payment solution. And for me, the best answer is the development of a CBDC, of a digital euro.
Thank you so much. And thank you all very much to our panelists, Jason, Cecilia, and Stefan. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Our next session is the second spotlight discussion on digital finance, this time focusing on the topic of cloud technologies. It's another favorite nerdy subject of mine, specifically in the role of the financial industry. That'll start at 5:10, so please do stay tuned. In the meantime, explore the Summit app and book your meetings with your peers. Just before we go, I would like to again stress the fact that the poll was sponsored by MasterCard. Thank you all so much. Have a great, well, we'll see you soon in any case. Thank you.